Samuel is pretty similar to Janarian Grant and how they use him. How do you prepare for someone like that?
You just got to know where he's at. You know, it's hard to prepare for a guy like that. Curtis Samuel's one of the more talented players in the country. Watched him every day at practice. Watch him on the game film here in the first 3 games. I mean, he's impressive. He's one of the more dynamic players I've seen in college football. They use him a lot of different ways, and we just have to be aware of where he's at in different sets.
How did Tylen Oden look in practice this week?
It looked like Tylen Oden has in all weeks. He just continues to try to get better and improve on the things that he needs to improve on. But he had a good week of preparation, and we'll see how he continues tomorrow and see what his opportunities are to play on Saturday.
Darius Hamilton, what did you see from him with what he was able to do this week?
Darius is fine. There's no issues with Darius.
What kind of impact do you need from him and from all your D linemen in this kind of game?
I mean, it's no different than any game. We have to play well on the D line to have a chance to win games. And they said that every game, so far this season. Said it last week against a good Iowa football team. We'll say it, this Saturday against Ohio State. We'll say it next Saturday. And the Saturday after, our D line has to play well for us to have a chance to win football games.
As this week moves along and this game gets closer, do you find yourself getting more emotional about this return?
No, I'm not even thinking about it. I mean, I'm focused on trying to get our players. This has nothing to do with me or anybody else that's ever been to Ohio State, and I know they feel the same there. It's a Big Ten football game, and we're working as hard as we can to try to continue to prepare our football team to be the best they can be.
Chris, how do you play, and without giving away too much schematics, how do you play a team like that has a dominant #1 wide receiver? Do you put one guy on him? Do you do field and boundary? Like, how do you match up with, say, Noah Brown?
It just depends on what they do with him and where he's at. I mean, obviously, when you play a receiver like that or play an offense like Ohio State's, you've got not only pass issues with some skilled players, you've got run issues. You look at the rushing attack right now, where they're one of the top rushing teams in America. You can't just say, we're going to go stop this receiver and forget about stopping the runner. You're going to have a long day with run defense. So it's definitely a challenge. It's something that we have conversations about all the time, but you got to know where he's at.
When you, I guess one of the things I was asking there too is Bless Austin. How well is Bless Austin playing right now? What do you see from him through the first 4 games?
Him and Isaiah are both playing, I think, well. The last few games we haven't necessarily been tested with great passing attack, so this week will be a big test to see where we're really at with those 2 guys. But I've liked the improvements that they've made in the first 4 games. I think they're challenging things. They're getting some pass breakups. They're playing discipline in the coverage, not a lot of mental errors, so I'm pleased with that.
Jacoby Bailey switching back to receiver this week, was it a pretty easy transition for him?
Yeah, it's no issues. I mean, we got Ross Douglas back, and Jacoby got a new cast on his hands, so it allowed him to go over and play receiver. But that's what he's been practicing since he's been here.
Jay Harris on kick returns. Who else do you trust back there, kick and punt, besides Jay?
He'll be back there. Josh Hicks will be back there. Simmons is a guy that can go back there. So we got several guys that can go do it.
Anything else, guys?
Thanks, Chris.
All right, guys.